And happy Jesus told you out there in TV and radio land. This is Straight Talk Live. I am your host, Dr. T.J. Straight, for the next 55 minutes. Jesus, same God, yesterday, today, and forevermore. And without him, we cannot stand, we cannot make it. But God is a blessing to us all. Every morning when I wake up, before I put on my makeup, that's how the song says, I say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you'll be in my heart. That's my God, forever. You know, it's amazing how they can take spiritual songs and put them into what y'all call blues and that belly rubbing stuff. But, you know, the song said, always and forever, each moment with you is like a dream come true. Talking about Jesus. All those songs that you hear me just saying came out of church. If you ask Smokey Robinson, I don't know if he's dead or alive right now, but William Robinson would tell you that he said when he wrote that song for David Ruffin, he said, take us back to church. That's where it came from. Every blues artist or whatever, solo artists, they came up in church. Did you know that this boy that does the Rush Hour thing, Chris Tucker, mother was a holiness woman, Pentecostal, and then if you look at it, sing to them. But they won't sit there in their house and nobody pull their weight and just sound that you feed them until they clean their plate. But see, that's the thing. And so going back with Marvin Gaye, that was killed by his own papa, and he was a holiness preacher now. And you know, holiness was what they called the Puritans, like the Puritans, the clean people that didn't get involved in worldly activity, that believed a man living off outside the grid. 2 horses, a mule and 40 acres, or 2 mules and 40 acres, bad, because anyone, it could be my kids or yours. Because they come from a house that got a crack in the wall don't mean they come from a broken home. But in a minute, when you start saying you're going to get your hind part beat for this, you're going to get a whipping for this, notice what happened when they stopped whipping their children, chastising them. Then they start breaking into the next door neighbor's house. Then they start robbing stores. And where are you robbing a liquor store? Not because it's about the money, but because of the liquor in the store. More. Now you got John Dillinger's Pretty Boy Floyd's, amen, I was a teenage werewolf. You got all this stuff out here now because there's no chastisement. Nobody correcting nobody. Now in this time of political correctness, or should I say Pentecostal correctness, you got to say the way these people say it and do it the way these people say do it, follow another man's rule. It's just that way sometimes. No. When you learn to stop pleasing men and start pleasing God, and the only way to please God is by faith. And they want you to sit there and raise kids that want to go upside your head, that want to knock you out and wish you was dead. I heard one girl tell her mama said, I'll spit on your grave. And that's just what she told her. Her own mama. Boy, when I heard that, boy, I wanted to snatch that child blind, but I said, well, it ain't none of mine, so I can't got nothing to say about it. But it's amazing how people can sit there behind closed doors and jump on and beat their parents, and they can't do nothing about it. And sister, amen, blue and red lights, even a bit of yellow, flickering everywhere. So there's child abuse, child neglect, and all that stuff there. And then, and they say that, well, you can't throw the child out in the dark, in the cold, because, you know, they're a juvenile, and you're responsible for them. You telling me I can't whoop my own child, I can't correct my own child, so therefore they get the free run of the palace to cuss, stay out all times of night, and if they get caught out at curfew at a certain time of night, they're going to blame me for all this, right? What do I do about it? And that's why you said, blessed is the barren woman whose womb was shut up, who paps never gave suck. She's a blessed woman not to have no children. And that's what they start yelling. And so that's why they say, whatever. It would get me like I'm going back to Mount Gate and all of them. He said, how did he get there and put out that his father was real abusive, and they call abusive because you back in the day when they send you in a room with no supper, just for that you get no sleep. He said, get into the call to dream the impossible dream to last until tomorrow. You know, why? And so now here it is, they blame the United States of America. If there were no rich people, poor people wouldn't have no jobs. You hear that? Poor people could not have no job. And this is where the contradiction comes in at, is that they despise, don't want to work. They got McDonald's, Burger King, and all Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you go flip burgers and drop some fish or some chicken, some hot grease, they don't want to do that. They say, oh, man, that's too much. I ain't going to be doing all this. And they don't want to do this. So all they're doing, and what Satan does is it sets you up till you complain, and so you'll go, because in Cleveland, Ohio, you can go inside for welfare. I mean, I'm talking a man, a full-grown man, can go get food stamps and a check, a welfare check, every 7th or 8th of the month. They get their coupons, and they got the EBT cards, and they go sign up for that. And they're doing all that, and then they're taking my money out of my pocket, out of your pocket, to pay for people that won't work, from folks that will work. So the rich man, yeah, they're wicked. So that's why everybody yell about all rich people are wicked, but they are not. And Paul began to warn Timothy about watching out for this, because there are many brothers and sisters in the Lord that own businesses. I told one of the brothers in the church, I said, look, whatever you do, help your brothers and sisters as you can, but only when you can. Don't get there and let them take advantage of you. They're going to want you to come and fix everything for free, which you should. So, make sure they understand that you can't fix nothing for free for them except you make the money. So you got to make the money, pay for just, and you get paid from them, and then you can go and work on their vehicle pro bono. You can do that. But make sure that y'all support it. Help these poor people. That's the only way you're going to become rich, is by giving and trusting God. But don't get mad at your brothers and sisters because they are excelling, they are very prosperous, and they're making money, and then they ask you to work for them and everything, to give you a paycheck. But because they're your brother or your sister, you mad at them. You're supposed to give me everything free. And no, it's a difference from freedom. Handout or a hand up. You can help some people do stuff. And this first thing I've seen, I watch people before they first get saved, walk the door, and then first thing when they see people come through, some of the church members up there ask them for money. And I would tell them, they said, I don't want to refuse none of I don't refuse the advancement about helping. I want to help everybody I can. I said, look, ask them how was they making any money before you got here. Ask them that. And they said, well, I was doing this, and then you would tell them your response and would go back to doing just that. The Bible said in the 6th chapter of the book of Galatians that it's probably with all men. Help all men. We count all men, help all men, especially those of the household of faith. Again, the old scenario I tell y'all, you cannot go and sweeten Lake Erie with a 5-pound bag of sugar. But you can dip that pitcher inside of Lake Erie and put out a pitcher full, and you can sweeten it with a 5-pound bag. You can't please and reach everybody. And so now you walk up on the guilt trip or the cloud of condemnation, how bad you want to do certain things. You know what? Earlier, because I don't like carrying no shopping cart, I went to the store. Right before I came on radio to get up in here. And I noticed, I said, I thought about this picture that came on television years ago about my cousin Vinny, and this boy didn't have no room to put the food, so he put the cans of tuna inside of his jacket, go pay for them, and he walked out the door with it. And started going, he said, oh, I didn't pay for it. Oh God, we got to go back. His buddy said, off a can or two? He said, yeah. I realized, and that happened to a lot of y'all, I didn't pay for it. I don't want it. I'm going to take it right back down there and say, my bad. That's shoplifting. But when you're doing something like that, you're moving so quick, that can happen. It can flat happen. And some of you just walk right there, won't feel guilty, you won't have a conscience at all. My point in case. I shall say case in point. Well, nobody said nothing, so I ain't gonna say nothing. No, I don't play that. I don't care if it's a bubble gum. I'm gonna make sure that I pay for what I get, because I am not a thief, I am not a liar, I'm not do that. I had a man say, man, you came all the way back down here for a nickel? I'm saying, yeah. He looked at me like, you don't play, you don't owe nobody. I said, nothing. I said, not even a penny. I don't want you doing that. No, that's all right. Because I knowing this guy that I was dealing with at the hardware store, I knew good and well he'd sit there and try to make it look like I didn't pay this and didn't pay that, so I went right back down with that nickel. You know what happened when your wife go in your ashtray and get all the change out your ashtray? And you can see the monkeys jumping off that highway, hot and boiling, and you see a Coca-Cola machine right around about 50 miles inside of the desert. And no know where the next pit stop gonna be at. And you go up there and say, oh man, Frosty 7-Up. And you go up there and all of a sudden you go in your console looking for your change. You got a note saying, with a moon smile on her face with two little dotted eyes, said, thank you. Never mind, y'all didn't catch that. But this is where it's at, people. That's why I don't throw nothing away. They call me a penny pincher because I pick a penny up off the ground. But I won't owe nobody nothing at all. I fight hard to do this. People act like they ain't got no money, to see if you got some money, to get your money. I'm telling you, your brothers and sisters in the Lord, sometimes we always say, don't lend your brothers and sisters money in the Lord. Why? They develop amnesia. Duh, I don't remember this, I don't remember that. I said, forget it. Once a person sit there and don't remember this, you say, forget it, that's it. We used to have what they call this stuff, it's called like gingerbread, ain't no alcohol in none of this stuff at all. It's something about air, it's 0.0 alcohol, but it's got the taste of a vintage to it, but it's nothing in there. And I brought up the conversation a while back, by the time they had that Thanksgiving over there when they had that, and I heard what I'm saying, they didn't remember. I said, that's it. I don't want nothing, no Shangri-La, no Shangri-La, anything that tastes remotely like wine or beer. I don't want it around here at all, period. Because once a person starts getting like that, they start accusing you of this and accusing you of that. And that's what's wrong with God's people. The Bible said, 23rd chapter of the book of 2 Matthew, they strain at a net and they swallow a camel at the same time. So anytime somebody starts after that, I don't remember, I didn't say that, I didn't do it, I'm through. I am through. I'm through with you. Because I refuse to be blue. Well, I love blue, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to trouble myself with what's happening. So, point. We have the trouble we have because parents do not whip their children anymore. The preachers have become weak as water. They're spineless. And they're afraid to stand up. Since all the laws written that you cannot chastise your child and they know it, they get whipped for that. All because you can't chastise them. And they try to find anyway, they'll go up there. I've seen kids scratch themselves. Matter of fact, I know a grown woman just not too long ago went back there and scratched herself and said her husband did it. Said her husband jumped up and beat it like this and beat it like that, and beat it like this and beat it like that. Satan's a mess, y'all. He is a mess. He will do anything he can to destroy faith in God. And so this is where we at now in end time. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's 24 and 12 of the book of St. Matthew. So we're here in this time. Yesterday y'all celebrated Father's Day. I was turning you on to your true Father who's in heaven, who created the heavens and the earth and everything that dwells therein, the deep blue sea and everything that dwells therein. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. The fatness belonged to God. Back in time, you couldn't eat fat meat. Because fat meat, once a fat of a cow or a pig or any animal, a lamb, when that smoke hit that grease and keep it going, ooh, these might something that smell good. They smell that smoke, they're coming out the woodwork. I heard a young man say one time, say, oh, they're coming out, the flies, they're coming out for that smoke. I said, no, smoke is to drive off bees and everything else. But here I was talking about insects. Insects. How y'all spell INSECTINOW''T-G. Anyway, I said, no, that's what the smoke is for. But humanly speaking, I don't care where you're at. The moonshiners, that smoke go up there, they're going to find you. They're going to follow that smoke. What do Fruit Loops say? 2 cans say, follow your nose, it always knows. Man, you go down by lunchtime and go around the open pits called Cleveland, loaded with them. Hot sauce with them, shrimp boat. They got them foot longs with them. Oh man, them the chili and beans on top of there with the coleslaw and french fries. Oh my God. And that shit hit their note. They're coming out there. It begins with F. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, where there's smoke, there's food. They're coming out there, y'all. So since people don't understand about the what to work on, like use the sense of smell, the sense of taste, and hearing, and seeing, all those 5 senses, it's always working in this world. If I can feel it, if I can touch it, if I can see it, if I can smell it, hear it, it's reality. And that's the world set. And that's why I tell you, looks are deceiving. Now you got this AI stuff going on, artificial intelligence. You don't know what's live and what's Memorex, do you? You don't know what's reality or what's fantasy, or what's real and what's make-believe, what's fiction and what's science fiction. We're in a day and time now where men are confused. So I say all that to say that I didn't mean to go that long with it, but it's your time now to hear what the Spirit of God is saying to the church. I'll be back with you in 90, because I got to change this YouTube. And you are watching me on YouTube. The number to call is 1-866-922-4434. That's 1-866-922-4434. The windows are fogged up, and you can hear that roaring. That's the AC going on, because it's all hot and muggy where I'm at right now. Number to call, 1-866-922-4434, which is your way out to go to get more. And we're going to get a little more deeper, just a little bit with the Word of God, as I get ready to bring this. Amen. What does say God? Yesterday, today, forevermore. The same God that Moses served, you are serving him. Same God that Peter and them walked with and talked with, you're talking and walking with that same God. Except you don't see him, but you believe him, and you can feel him by the Spirit. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. I'll be back with you in 90 seconds. Number to call, 1-866-922-4434. Listen to Straight Talk. I say, listen to Straight Talk live. I'm your host, Dr. T.J. Straight. Be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. Back with you